Hi everyone, this is Anna Carter from Rose River Way Studio, and I'm here for this week's 5-minute watercolor painting tutorial. These are just fun little videos where you can practice or warm up, whatever you'd like to do, no pressure at all. Okay, so today I thought it'd be fun to do a little still life, so we are going to paint a pear. Now to start, I'm using a number 5 brush. I use this all the time for almost all my paintings. I've got a small piece of watercolor paper and I've got my palette over here. Okay, so with a wet brush and no paint on it, I'm just going to outline the shape of my pear. So I'm starting with a nice circle and I'm just going to get the whole circle wet and go back and forth between your water and your paper to make sure that whole area is wet. You don't want a puddle, but if it dries, then your colors won't travel as well for our next step. Okay, so I have defined a circle here, and now I'm going to gently pull up and give it that pear shape. And I'm filling the whole area of my pear in with just water. And once I'm happy with the shape, I can change this a little bit more later, but I've got a general idea. Okay, so now I have just water there, and I'm going to get some green out. Okay, so I'm going to start in this bottom left corner here, and I am just gently poking in this green color into the wet area I have already painted, and this will gradually spread out, and you can see I curve my lines. Try to follow the shape of the pear, and I can start to bring it up slightly. Think of where the shadows would be on this pear. So I want my lightest areas to be over on this upper right. So to give it that lighter effect, I'm actually going to grab some yellow and pull that in the opposite edges and sides. And it's good and totally fine to leave some areas of the painting white. And if you don't like how yellow that is, you can always go back and add a little bit more green. I might poke in slightly different color green in here. And then if I want this bottom left corner to be darker, which I do, I'm going to get a darker shade of green, and I'm doing that by adding more blue. So with more blue in my green, focusing on some of these lower areas. Okay, great. Now I've got the shape of my pear, and I'm going to mix up some brown next. So you can make brown, and the way you make brown is by using all of the primary colors together. You can start with the red and the blue and make purple, and then pull in your yellow. Just keep in mind that yellow is a pretty weak color, so you're going to need more yellow than you put in of the red and the blue before you can get a brown. And you might not like the color at first, but don't give up. Just keep adding red or play around. Add red, add blue until you end up with a color you like. So I actually don't really like making brown, but right now I'm using a set of watercolors that doesn't have brown in it. So I'm going to deal with it and make my own brown. Okay, now I've got a brown. All right, so with the brown, I'm just going to add a small stem here. And I had too much water on there, so I'm tapping it on my paper towel. And then I'll just barely touch the top here, and it will fade into my already wet area. And that is totally fine. It gives it that dreamy, loose color. So I'm cleaning my brush again because I want to add one petal. I know we're going slightly over, but, or not a petal, sorry. A little leaf. One little leaf. What's a pear without a leaf? So, there we go. Awesome. Now we're all done with our 5-minute pear. Hope you had fun. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe, and I will be doing these every week. See you later. Anna Carter from Rose River Way.